do you think tariffs will affect the housing market?
I think the potential tariffs are really interesting. So here we are, April 15th, and we've been told there's another 90-day delay on tariffs except China. So tariffs are going to be really interesting because obviously there's goods imported that go into building homes. So I think that it is going to cause new home builds to go up in price because supply of materials is going to go up in cost. So I think naturally that's going to cause a rise in home values for new construction or home prices for new construction. How much? We'll still see. But I do think that the cost is going to go up. We've seen a real influx of people building right now, and that's really interesting. Personally, I'm working with 4 families that are looking at building homes in the next 6 to 10 months. So obviously we're having conversations about the tariffs. So I believe that that's going to cause prices to go up. And in turn, when new home prices go up, obviously people are going to turn to pre-existing. They're going to look if they can remodel a home or if they can look at the structural elements of the home, like the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, kind of redo those things to get it up to standards. They're going to be looking at if they can get that open floor plan that people are loving in new construction. They'll see if they can repurpose a home and get that. So I think it's going to cause some buyer supply to go up for pre-existing, which is going to push prices up. And so we will see, in my opinion, new construction kind of go to a halt if this does happen and tariffs are put in place. And then we will see pre-existing get more demanding. And we've seen a total flip of that. It's been actually completely inverse, where pre-existing is sitting on market, new construction is flying off the market. And so I think we're going to see a flip of that until basically home values rise to meet the new construction prices or make it competitive. So there is a point where it doesn't make sense to buy a pre-existing when you can just build for about the same or a little bit more. It's interesting because new construction, especially in neighborhoods, they're still offering 2.99%, 3.99% on their ready-to-go homes. But I have been hearing that some of that's running out. So I talked to some builders and learned that the way that they're doing that is they pre-negotiated those terms and they have X amount of money approved at that rate. And when that money's out, that money's out. And it seems like maybe we're getting closer to that point. So it'll be really interesting. But I do believe that if tariffs happen and affect things like lumber, even things like appliances, we are going to see a rise in the prices of new construction. We will see higher demand for pre-existing. We'll see a lot more homes getting renovated as people look to stay where they're at. And we will see home values go up on those pre-existing homes until they meet a point where it just doesn't make sense anymore.
So what advice would you give people that are looking to buy new construction homes?
If somebody were looking to buy a new construction home, and for my clients who are looking to right now, I really want to closely review those contracts. When it comes to builder contracts, there's not a lot you can negotiate, but I want to get very clear and defined on what happens if your cost of materials goes up. How does that affect the home buyer? How much can they inflate their price that they're under contract if the cost of materials does go up? Especially, I have a client that I'm meeting with on Thursday, and they're being told by a community that it will be 10 months because they're opening a new phase. And so I don't know what 10 months from now is going to look like. And I don't know what effect tariffs and cost of materials is going to have an effect on them. So I want to take a close look at that contract. I want them to understand what the potential ramifications are. I want them to understand what the cost could cap out for them. And then additionally, what would it take to walk away from it if at the very end of the day, they say, we just, we came in trying to build a $500,000 home. Now it's a $650,000 home and it's unaffordable for us. They just need to know, how much money am I walking away from? How much have I done in upgrades that's not refundable? And so that they can make calculated, decisions on risk. So it's really challenging as there are a lot of unknowns in the market. But the best we can do is to help educate, help clarify, and then help our clients make the best educated decision that they can.